Good morning, children. I welcome you all to this session of English literature. And today we will be doing the workbook work of The Tempest, Act 4, Scene 1. Now, children, Act 4, Scene 1 is basically a clear cut transformation in the play. Up till now, the play was moving towards revenge, and there was a lot of intense fighting and infighting going on with Prospero hell bent to take his revenge from Alonso and Antonio. But then there was a subplot in it. The subplot was the love between Ferdinand and Miranda, and Prospero sees that, and Prospero feels delighted that Ferdinand, being a good boy, a very nice one, and Miranda being happy in his company. And that is just what of every father wants. So his mindset now changes from revenge to reconciliation, right? And this is what this act uh, for scene 1 is all about. Now see the first extract here. It is a discussion between Prospero, Ferdinand and Miranda. Right? Now, see, children, as per your paper is concerned, your section A comprises of three reference to the context, and you have to attempt any two. You have to do any two out of three reference to the context. Right? And these two are each reference to the context is of 8 marks. Right? Four questions of 2 marks, or one question of 2 marks and two questions of 3 marks. That means if a question is there in reference to the context, it is primarily maximum of 3 marks. It cannot go beyond that. Right? It can be 2. So that means for most of the answers, we will have to search for 3 points or 3 keywords. Now, see, children, ICSC emphasizes not only on the quality of answer, not only on the content, but most importantly on the keywords. If the keywords are there in your answer, if the key things are there in your answer, you tend to score full marks because English literature marking is almost identical to mathematics. If the keywords are there, full upon full. If they are not there, then no marks. The number of keywords which are there in your answer, the marks you are going to get. So, what is more important is keywords. And in these extracts, the answers which we are sending to you, they're not the exact answer. Don't take it to be the 100 upon 100 kind of answers. They are just guidelines. But these guidelines are good enough. They contain all the keywords. You need to just elaborate upon them. Right? You need to add one or two points, one or two events, examples on these to make your answer look more substantial. Right? So many students come to me, sir, I have learned everything. The same passage came and I wrote it entirely, and even then I didn't get full upon full marks. So my answer is the same, right? My answer to them is that the keywords were missing some, and you need to elaborate upon. No, if the question of 3 marks, and you are asked to discuss the meaning of any line or word, and you just write what it means. Now, how can you expect that by writing 1 point you are going to get 3 marks? No way. A little bit of reference to the context to that line, who said, to whom he said, why he said, what was happening there, was what we are looking at. So, everything I will be discussing as this video goes on. Now, see, there's a speech here. So, here Prosper is trying to once again test Ferdinand, or trying to make out is the inner stuff which is there in the Ferdinand. If I have too austerely punished you for your compensation, make amends for I have given you. So he's ready to give his daughter's hand to Ferdinand. That is what he's saying. Now see the first question. How has Prospero punished Ferdinand? Why was it severe physically and psychologically? So you can see this question looks to be a single one, but actually it is one part, second is physically, and the third is psychologically. It is having three subparts. Now see, Prospero has punished Ferdinand by making him his prisoner with assurance that he will free him after he follows all his commands sincerely. This is how he punished. It was severe both physically and psychologically because a prince like Ferdinand has been assigned the menial task to carry the logs. See, this was the task to carry the logs and pile them up the stipulated period of time. Right, so it has lots of points here, and this answer is good enough for 3 marks. See the second one. How does Prospero compensate Ferdinand for the punishment borne by the latter? Now, it should have 3 points, 3 keywords. Prospero compensates Ferdinand by tendering the hand of his loving daughter to his hand, discloses him that he wanted to test his love. Firstly, he gave his hand, then he disclosed his love for his daughter because he wanted to get his precious daughter married to the most deserving boy. He passed that test, right? Most deserving bachelor. So 3, 4 points are there in this answer. See the first one, to compensate by tendering his hand first. Second, disclose him he wanted to test, and married to the most deserving bachelor, which is the virtue of the father. So these are the 3 keywords which we are looking for. Now the third point, the vexations, what is referred to as thy vexations, right? State how Ferdinand stood the test. What was his only consolation? So 3 points. Now that means 3 point-to-point answers are needed. Now see, the vexations has been referred to Ferdinand's suffering during the imprisoned life. Ferdinand stood the test remarkably by following Prospero's order honestly. His only consolation was the glimpse of Miranda, which inspired him to work constantly. So 3 straightaway points and 3 straightaway marks. Next is give the meaning of afore heaven I ratify this my rich gift. So this is how. So the 2 things are there, 2 lines are there, right? And you will have to explain it. This is how you will be answering. So see, your paper comprises of 2 parts. One is of reference to the context, and the other one is of long answers. Each long answer is of 16 marks, right? So the key technique to crack this paper is do reference to the context as fast as you can, because in 8 marks you will be getting 3 questions or 4 questions to solve, each question of 2 to 3 marks. So write pinpointed answer, write keywords there, and devote half an hour to section A, not more than that, so that you get 2.5 hours for section B, where you need to answer 4 long questions, one from each book and one more, right? So that there you will get a lot of time. See, 30 minutes, it can be 40 minutes also for section A, but not more than that. Don't devote too much time, because this is what we are noticing, that you tend to devote too much time in section A, where the marks is just 2 questions, 8 marks each, divided into 3, 4 parts, and you tend to write half of page, one page answer, which is of no use, right? So focus less on section A and more on section B, because that is where the entire marks are. It is of 64 marks, section B, right? Okay, now see, why does Prospero ask Ferdinand not to smile at him? Prospero praises Miranda when Ferdinand smiles. He asks him not to smile at him for bragging his daughter. Because see, Prospero didn't had 100% clear-cut positive opinion about Ferdinand. Yeah, he was sure, he was 80%, 90% sure, but not 100%, because he was the Ferdinand was the son of Alonso, who has betrayed Prospero in the past. So whatever Ferdinand was doing, Prospero was looking very sarcastically at him with lot of caution. He was observing each and every movement of Ferdinand. So when Ferdinand smiled, he regarded it as a negative thing, that maybe Ferdinand might be thinking that I am boasting a lot about my daughter. Right? Now, he knows, Prospero knows what qualities Miranda has. So while he was telling Ferdinand about his daughter, he knew what qualities she had, and Ferdinand was a little ignorant because he has spent very little time. So Prospero thought that this young boy, despite spending little time, is trying to make fun of the statements of the qualities which Prospero is trying to say. So that is why, right? So there were very strong qualities. He also reminds him that after some times he will also witness the qualities of Miranda, and this is how you need to write the answer, right? So this is the question second. Ferdinand, I do believe against an oracle. Here, Ferdinand and Prospero once again are in discussion, and then enters Ariel into the scene, right? So what is an oracle? Generally, in one of the question, the board asks you about the any Greek mythological character which is a part of any scene. Here, oracle. Oracle is the messenger of God. Ferdinand believes that if Oracle tells him some negative points about Miranda, right? So, who is an oracle? Oracle is the messenger of God. What is Ferdinand believes that if Oracle tells something negative points on Miranda, he will not believe him because, firstly, he will not believe him, and then the reason. So, it completes 3 marks, right? And this is how, children, you need to answer these questions, right? Remaining questions and answers are solved here, so you can have a glimpse of it. We will be sending the PDF of this also to you so that you are able to write down the answer, right? But be focused in your approach. 2 marks, 2 points, 3 marks, 3 points. Section A, 30 to 40 minutes, not more than that. And the remaining 2 hours, 20 minutes for section B. Go for points, as many points as you can write. Go for keywords. Write clearly, write elaborately, give examples to your answers. And these are the key to success points. Okay, I stop here. I hope you liked it as much as I did in making it. And until we meet again, it's a goodbye.